Hello, my name is Mason Morris, and I am a middle school math and science teacher, and I'm here to help clarify any questions that you may have for the EOGs or the end of grade test. The test covers grades 3 through 8. The tested subjects are math, reading language arts, and in the 5th and 8th grade, you have is a science tested subjects. So just the 5th and 8th grade. And so since I am teaching two of the tested subjects, I'm here to help clarify things a little bit because there's a lot of numbers on there and it gets very confusing at times. So first, I would like to explain the grading scale. So the scores that you get is usually a 1 through 5. 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. So the first one, if your child gets a 1, that means they do not know the material and they probably wouldn't say need to be held back, but just some very strong remedial time for that needs to happen. 2 is a little bit better than 1, but they still need some remedial. 3 is the average, so 3 is about mediocre. 4 is right above average, and then 5 is outstanding. So 5 is the max that you can possibly get. Also, with the way these scores, how we get 1 through 5 is there's a 3-digit score. So 3-digit score at the that your student receives for each of these, and each of the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, there is a block of scores. So it will be so it's just a 3-digit score, and this is grouped. There's different levels of these scores gets you the 1 through 5. So these 3-digit scores, that's what that means. So really, that's just how we place your child into either they receive a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 on their EOGs. Another confusing concept that we have to go through is percentage versus percentile. Percentage is what your child actually gets on the test. So say your child scores a 50% of the test. That means that they have scored a 50 on the test. They got 50, they got half of the questions correct on the test. So that's what percentage means. Whenever we start talking about percentile, listen closely because this is where a lot of questions come in. So for percentile, this comes into play whenever we are talking about a broad spectrum. Whenever these EOGs, they are given to students. Every child in the school systems in North Carolina has to take these tests. So whenever we say the 50th percentile or the 80th percentile, that means your child is with 80% in the 80th percentile is scoring 80% above the lowest child. So he is in the top 20% of all of the students in the state of North Carolina, since we're in North Carolina. So it'll be in the entire state. That is a comparison between your child and all the students who have taken this test. I know many parents don't like to hear how your child is comparing to others. You just want to know how they are doing with just your child, how they're doing. But with this percentile, this lets the school know how your child is doing compared to all the other schools. Well, our next term is the mean, which is basically the average, how your child is doing averagely overall. So, and it's mostly the average of the school. And so, with this mean score, you also have this will show up in several different places, but it will show the mean score of the school system, and of the state. So this lets you know how your child is doing in the school system, and also the entire state. So this is actually very helpful to know, even though it is a comparison to the other students, it is still a very helpful tool. Also, we have the mode. The mode is the most often score. So say your child scores a 4. And the mode is 3. So most of the children who have taken this test, they scored a 3. Most of them did. 3 was the mode score. So that means your child is also testing above average. So this is something that is very crucial, and it's very nice to know. Since we know the mode score, you can see how your child tests and scores compared to other students. These are just a few. These are the main overview of these standardized testing scores. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to go ask a school counselor, the child's teacher. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.